Hi guys and welcome to another episode of Let's Mod Warframe. Today we're going to take a look at the Scythe dropped by the Stalker mini-boss, the Hate. The Hate was introduced back in Update 8 as one of the 3 weapons that the Stalker mini-boss would drop, alongside the Despair throwing knives and the Dread bow that I've already reviewed back in episode 4. Now the Stalker is a fairly hard boss to farm since it's very random as to whether he's going to show up to your mission to try and get revenge on you for killing a specific boss. As such, the best way to maximise the chance of getting him to spawn is to run each of the bosses until you get a message in your inbox saying that you're marked for death. Now, even if the Stalker does spawn, it's not a guaranteed drop. And even then, if he does drop a blueprint, it could be one of the 3 different weapons. Now, this means it can be a really tough weapon to get a hold of. Now, the Hate comes with a choice of 2 different stance mods, Reaping Spiral and Stalking Fan. Reaping Spiral was a stance that includes a lot of acrobatics and the different combos, and even includes throwing the weapon. It is a relatively easy mod to farm as well, since it's an uncommon mod and drops fairly regularly from Corpus Crewman. And another advantage to this stance is the fact that it matches the polarity of the stance slot on the Hate. Now the second stance is Stalking Fan. Now this includes a lot of very fast spinning swings with a lot of multi-hit combos. This stance, however, is a lot harder to farm than the Reaping Spiral, as it's a rare mod and it only drops from Corpus Sniper Crewman or via transmutation. Now the problem is that Stalking Fan, although it pictures the Hate in its mod card art, doesn't match the polarity of the weapon, so any modding with it requires a slightly tighter fit. Both of the stances have their merit, however, and I prefer the multi-hits that Stalking Fan produces. However, Reaping Spiral is definitely more than adequate for this weapon, and is what I have used in the build for the weapon. If you wish to change to Stalking Fan, however, just remove one of the mods from the weapon and it's going to deal with all the situations just as well. Okay, so let's move on to starting to mod the Hate. And for Grenier, we're going to start with the stance mod of Reaping Spiral. We're going to go with Fury, we're going to go with Pressure Point, Jagged Edge for more slash damage, Quickening to increase attack speed, Rending Strike for more slash damage and puncture damage, Molten Impact and Shocking Touch for radiation against a heavy Grenier, and then we're going to go with an unranked Life Strike, which you can remove if you wish to use the other stance mod. Now against the Corpus, again Reaping Spiral, Pressure Point, Fury, Jagged Edge, Quickening, Rending Strike. This time we're going to go with Shocking Touch and Northwind for that magnetic damage, and then once again the Life Strike on the end there. Now for the Void, and against the Infested, once again Reaping Spiral. We're then going to go Pressure Point, Fury, Jagged Edge, Quickening, Rending Strike, and then we're going to do Fever Strike and Shocking Touch for corrosive damage, and then we're going to go with Life Strike on the end there once again. Now on to whether I would recommend building this weapon should the opportunity come along, and the answer to this is absolutely yes, I would. There are a lot of people that feel that Scythes do not do enough damage for the fact that they are much slower weapons compared to some of the swords and the Nikanas. However, I feel that the damage is perfectly adequate, and with the proposed buff to heavier weapons discussed in the most recent dev stream, weapons like the Hate, which are already good, will only get better. Now there are a couple of drawbacks to this weapon, however, primarily is maneuverability. You cannot copter around with this weapon, and in any attempt to boost yourself with the Hate is probably going to result in a smaller jump than you would have achieved without it. Secondly, the weapon, while being hard to farm, is also pretty expensive, needing 5,000 ferrite, 6,000 nanospores, 4,500 salvage and 10 morphigs, meaning that this is by no means a cheap build. However, I would say that this weapon is totally worth the build cost, and the introduction of some of the dual stat event mods to this build can only make the weapon stronger, since status chance really is where the true damage is in the game right now. Now, would I recommend Former on this weapon? Truly, I feel that it doesn't really require it unless you plan on using Stalking Fan, in which case changing the polarity of the stance slot might make some sense. As always guys, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe, it really helps out a lot. Have a great day guys, bye bye.